vascular disease and knowing CPR and AED. It's a very important tool in helping save lives when someone experiences a cardiac event. Heart disease continues to kill more people in the United States. That includes men, women, and people of most racial and ethnic groups than any other cause of death. Likewise, heart disease is the leading cause of death in Cook County as well, accounting for over 10,000 deaths in 2022. Of that, 5,000 were in the city of Chicago, and another roughly 5,000 were in suburban Cook County. The first piece of legislation I introduced in 2019 when I became a commissioner was to create countywide, hands-only CPR and AED awareness and training campaign for employees. And in 2021, due to the pandemic, I introduced legislation that created a virtual awareness and training campaign. I'm proud to say that in 2022, the National Association of Counties Achievement Award was recognized for this initiative. Hundreds of county employees and officials and department heads have received this training as a result of our efforts over the years. This legislation, prompted by the fact that a majority of cardiac arrests occur outside of hospital settings, and 4 of 5 cardiac arrests happen at home. Statistically speaking, if called to administer CPR in an emergency, the life you can save is likely to be someone at home, a child, a spouse, a parent, or a friend. One of the bystander statistics is that especially troubling that African Americans and Hispanics are 30 to 50% less likely to have CPR performed if they suffer an incident. Women are also less likely to receive bystander CPR because people fear accusations of inappropriate touching or sexual assault or injuring the person compared to men. CPR in public compared to men has also occurred by 39% of women only receiving CPR in public compared to 45% of men. And the chances of surviving a cardiac event are 23% higher than women. During cardiac arrest, every second counts. It can take an emergency personnel valuable minutes to arrive on the scene. Every minute that a person in a sudden cardiac arrest does not receive defibrillation, their chances of survival drop by 7 to 10%. Data shows that CPR and AED initiated by bystander can cardiac arrest. This is why increasing education and training in CPR AED is so vital. Any improvement in outcomes associated with heart attacks would have immeasurable impact on survivors and their families. Hundreds of county employees, including President Preckwinkle and staff and the members of the Board of Commissioners, some are here today, and many different agencies of the separately elected officials, such as the clerk of the court, the county clerk, the recorder of deeds, the county assessor, the state's attorney, and the treasurer, and the board of review, and the independent board of directors and executives of Cook County have all been trained on hands-only CPR and AED since I started this initiative back in 2019. With the help of our great partners, at some are here today, Illinois Heart Rescue and American Heart Association. February is Heart Month nationwide, and I'm sponsoring a resolution declaring February Heart Month in Cook County at today's board meeting, and I've done each year since taking office. It's also the 20th anniversary of Go Red for Women and the 100th anniversary of the American Heart Association. I can't think of a better time. Next, I want to hand it over to President Toni Preckwinkle, and I'd like to thank her for her steadfast support of this initiative over the years. Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Miller. I'm very grateful to be here, and I want to thank Commissioner Miller for continuing to shine a spotlight on the importance of life-saving CPR skills and knowledge. Let me acknowledge all of the commissioners who are with us. We'll start over here. Commissioner Maggie Trevor, Commissioner Tara Stamps, Commissioner Josina Marita, Commissioner Frank Aguilar, Commissioner Anthony Casada, Commissioner Alma Anaya, Commissioner Scott Britton, and Commissioner Bill Lowry have all joined us. It's important to raise awareness and promote preparedness within our communities. ensuring that every Cook County resident has the tools and confidence to act swiftly in the face of a cardiac emergency. In the U.S., cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death for men and women. I think we think of cancer, perhaps, as the leading cause of death, but in fact, it's cardiovascular disease. According to the Center for Disease Control, one person dies every 33 seconds in the United States from cardiovascular disease. About 700,000 people in the United States died from heart disease in 2021. That's 1 in every 5 deaths. Heart health is a cornerstone of overall well-being. And here in Cook County, we're committed to improving the cardiovascular health of our residents. Through various initiatives and programs within our Cook County Health and Hospital system, we're working to create a healthier environment where every person can thrive. Eating habits to fostering an active lifestyle, we're dedicated to tackling the root causes of heart disease and stroke head-on. I want to thank Commissioner Miller for her commitment to this important cause, and we all have to work together towards a healthier and safer community. Next, I'd like to bring forward.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today as we gather to discuss the critical issue of cardiovascular wellness. I'm here on behalf of Cook County Clerk Karen A. Yarbrough, who has shared mission to prioritize the health and well-being of our Cook County community. As you have heard here this morning, heart disease remains a leading cause of death, not only here in the United States, but across the world. And it doesn't discriminate. It affects people of all ages, races, and backgrounds. I'm sure all of us here have a friend, a loved one, whose life has been tragically lost or significantly impacted by a heart attack or cardiovascular disease. But there is hope, and that is why we are here today. We all have the power to make a difference, starting with raising awareness and equipping ourselves with life-saving skills such as CPR. Today's CPR training programs are not just about spreading awareness, it's about taking action. By learning CPR, we empower ourselves to respond effectively in emergencies, potentially saving lives of our loved ones, colleagues, or even strangers. But raising awareness is just the beginning, and it doesn't end here today. It's about fostering a culture of health and well-being within our community, where our heart health is prioritized year-round. It's about encouraging healthy lifestyle choices, promoting regular physical activity, and ensuring access to quality health care for all residents of Cook County. The Cook County Clerk is dedicated to leveraging our resources and partnerships to make a meaningful impact on the health of our community, whether it's through initiatives like today's CPR training through Commissioner Miller's efforts, our community outreach programs, or advocating for policies that support wellness. We are committed to making a difference. Thank you once again to Commissioner Miller and President Preckwinkle for their unwavering dedication and support. Let's continue to work together to prioritize cardiovascular wellness, not only during Heart Health Month, but every day of the year. Thank you. Now I will introduce to you Commissioner Alma Anaya.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I'm going to primarily make my statement in Spanish, my comments in Spanish, but I do want to thank Commissioner Miller for bringing this forward. I think the work that she has been doing throughout Cook County to ensure and to bring awareness, but also training is absolutely admirable. And I just want to personally thank her on behalf of myself and, of course, Commissioner Deere, he's the chair of Health and Hospitals. I'm the vice chair, but the work that you have done has not gone unnoticed, and I know it's saving a lot of lives, so I just want to personally thank you. Hola, buenos días. Me llamo Alma Anaya, soy comisionada del 7º Distrito del Condado de Cook. Yo represento a las comunidades del suroeste de Chicago, comunidades como La Villita, McKinley Park, Bryant Park, Pilsen y muchas de las comunidades que han visto durante la pandemia y muchos años más un impacto muy grande en la salud. Hoy lo que estamos haciendo es hablando un poco sobre la cardiopatía que se encuentra en las comunidades de colores. El condado de Cook, junto con la comisionada Donna Miller, han hecho un trabajo excelente en traer información muy importante a las comunidades sobre este impacto que es las enfermedades de corazón. Sabemos que se necesita proveer más información a nuestras comunidades porque lo que hemos hablado es sobre la cardiopatía siendo una de la causa número 1 que ha impactado a las muertes de las personas aquí en los Estados Unidos. Casi 1 de cada 5 muertes son causa del problema que se está viendo con las enfermedades de corazón. Y esto es algo muy serio que tomamos aquí en el condado de Cook, específicamente porque vemos que hay un impacto en las comunidades de color, hay un impacto específicamente en las mujeres que tienen quizás un ataque al corazón y queremos en este momento invitar a las personas que aprendan un poco más sobre esta enfermedad que desafortunadamente ha tomado muchas vidas aquí en los Estados Unidos, muchas vidas que se podrían haber salvado si tuviéramos el entrenamiento necesario de RCP, CPR en las siglas en inglés, que son muy importantes. Los entrenamientos que ha prohibido a la comisionada Miller han salvado muchas vidas, porque nosotros todos aquí vamos a entrenarnos a hacer cómo se va a hacer esta RCP para poder salvar a alguien si vemos en una ocasión a una persona que está teniendo un ataque de corazón. Sabemos que del corazón alrededor de 30% de latinos viven formación.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Marlon Everett. I am a practicing interventional cardiologist at Advocate Trinity Hospital on the southeast side of Chicago. I want to thank Commissioner Miller for keeping CPR highlighted the way it is. President Preckwinkle nicely articulated how prevalent cardiac disease is. You know, someone dies of heart disease one person every 50 seconds or so. So it's tremendously prevalent. One of the things we've noticed, though, is that CPR is probably the most important thing you can do. It is the front line. Unfortunately, this year on national TV, we saw someone actually have a cardiac arrest. And if it weren't for those healthcare providers that were right there who knew CPR and performed CPR on that NFL player, that person would not be playing again today. And it happened once again. It's so prevalent that it's tremendously important for everyone to learn and know CPR. I'm a advocate of people learning CPR, and I think it's going to have mandates that's going to force us to do that. I think it should be mandated in the workplace and in schools. I think that's where it's going to have to start. Once again, I want to commend Commissioner Miller for keeping it at the forefront and reminding us that CPR is probably the most important thing you can do for heart health. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Teri Campbell to come to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Teri Campbell, and I'm representing Illinois Heart Rescue. So we've heard lots of terrifying facts about how prevalent cardiac arrest is and how most of the time it's going to happen to somebody that you know and love in the home. So my message is a message of hope. How can you make this better? Bystander CPR can double to triple the chances of being neurologically intact and surviving this, going back to your family, going back to your work, going back to your community. So my role here today is to show you the simple steps of bystander CPR. Now, I didn't say it's easy, but it is simple. So things that I want to do to add to this message of encouragement. Anytime you recognize a problem, somebody's not breathing normally, and not responding to their name, that's a cardiac arrest until proven otherwise. First thing that you want to do is you want to call 911. Shout out to OEMC and to multiple 911 dispatch centers across the state that are trained to recognize signs of cardiac arrest. They're not going to ask you if you want to do CPR. No, they're going to teach you. They're going to help you. They're going to coach you so you can do bystander CPR so your loved one can survive. The second thing that they're going to do is they're going to initiate 911. So immediately healthcare professionals are going to come out to meet you. So again, like the message of Commissioner Miller, we really want to strengthen that education. So I recommend that you go to our website. Very easy, IllinoisHeartRescue.com. You can learn to save a life in 5 minutes, but like most things, hopefully we're not going to practice it. So I advocate every Mother's Day and every winter holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever your family celebrates, you want to give that gift of life, right? So go refresh your memory on how to save a life. So let's go over it. We call 911. If you're in a public environment, ask somebody for an AED. Those are the machines that jumpstart your heart. I'm not going to spend time on that. All you have to do is turn on the green button. The machine is going to tell you what to do. You cannot use it incorrectly. The machine won't allow it. Okay, so we're going to kneel down next to the person that we think is having a cardiac arrest. Stretch out your arms straight like this, elbows locked, one hand on top of the other. The heel of your hand is going to go in the center of the chest. So it's going to be on the sternum or on the breastbone. We want our shoulders to be over our hands because you want your body weight. Now what you're going to do is you're going to compress. How deep do you compress? Again, American Heart Association has great research that talks about how many inches, but remember, we're here to make it simple. I want you to try to imagine pushing that person in half, and then you're going to come completely off the chest. As you're pushing down, you're sending blood to the brain. We want to keep the brain alive. As you're coming off the chest, you're sending blood to the heart. Again, we want to keep the brain and the heart alive. How fast are we going to do it? 100 to 120 beats per minute. How is anyone going to remember that when you're scared? Well, first of all, the 911 dispatchers will help to keep you on rate. If not, sing the song Staying Alive. That is the right cadence. There's lots of gospel songs, lots of pop songs that are 100 to 120 beats per minute. How long are you going to do it? You're going to do it until somebody is there to help you. So if somebody is in the room and they don't know CPR, you can show them how to do it, but you're going to keep doing this till the 911 providers come. Okay, so let me provide a quick demonstration. You can put it down on the ground. Also, I'm sorry, I meant to mention, Illinois Heart Rescue intentfully trains with breasted mannequins, with mannequins that look like females. We do this because, as Commissioner Miller identified, there is tremendous disparity with survival outcomes for men and women, mostly related to people being hesitant doing CPR on females. So that's why we're training, and we're doing it in the schools as well. My shoulders are over the chest, and and I'm going to push like I'm pushing them in half to the rate of 100 to 120 times per minute. Can you guys clap for me staying alive?
Staying alive, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive.
And that's it. And we say good.
Thank you, Teri. That was a great demonstration. Commissioner Aguilar, did you want to say a few words? Okay, and then Commissioner Stamps.
Thank you, Commissioner Miller. Thank you for doing this, and Madam President for taking the initiative on this. Everybody should know this. Everybody should learn. The more people know CPR, the better chances there is on saving someone's life. It can happen anywhere. So glad to do this, and interesting how to save someone's life. So staying alive. Anyway, es muy importante saber esto porque el ataque de corazón puede pasar en cualquier lugar. Lo más personas que saben hacer esa técnica, hay chance de salvar la vida de cualquier persona. Puede pasar donde quiera. Y a veces la vida de una persona depende de la persona que sabe hacer CPR. So sometimes in a crowd, you might be the only one that knows CPR, and that person's life depends on you. So hope you learn this technique, and thank you for, again, Madam President, and my colleague, Commissioner Donna Miller, for taking the initiative. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. I am Cook County Commissioner Tara Stamps of the 1st District, and thank you so much, Commissioner Donna Miller, for always advocating for health, but specifically women's health. This issue is so important to me because my mother died alone from heart disease, from congestive heart failure at 51. And the only person that was home was my then 8-year-old niece. And so thank you for saying it'll be taught in the schools, and thank you for saying it'll be taught because it can indeed save a life. It's very, very personal to me. And so with 500,000 cardiac arrests each year, CPR increases the likelihood of a surviving cardiac arrest, stops beating or beats too ineffectively to circulate blood to the brain and other vital organs. It's not just for healthcare workers and emergency responders. It's for everyone, and everyone should learn CPR. And witnessed in and out of hospital cardiac arrest, Black and Hispanic persons were less likely than whites to receive potentially life-saving bystander CPR at home or in public locations. Heart disease is the #1 killer for all U.S. adults. To improve the odds of preventing heart-related sickness and disease, we must address them, and we encourage everyone to address them and take these simple steps. It is important to have an annual checkup and work with a health care professional on specific risk factors as should be addressed, and to take care of your health. Cook County employs some of the best health care professionals working at advanced medical facilities within the U.S. High blood pressure, overweight, obesity, and diabetes are common conditions that increase the risk factor of heart disease and stroke. A balanced diet, a reduction of stress levels, and exercise, along with regular checkups, and the adherence to doctors' recommendations are a must for healthy living. Please take every opportunity to arm yourself and to live a long and productive, healthy life by practicing a healthy lifestyle and arming yourself with bystander CPR training for yourself and for your loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I just want to also thank our sign language interpreter who's here today, Michael Alpert. And I also want to acknowledge all of the commissioners and thank you all for being here today. Today we're going to train over 200 employees, so that's really great. And I want to thank our BHR, our HR department, for helping us put all this together. So.